everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sam's Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about Ember Queen by Laura Sebastian. This is the third and final book in the Ash Princess trilogy that brings ahead the battle between Princess Theodosia and the new Kaiserin Cress. I have to say, I really do love how Sebastian has built up this story to this concluding moment. What was key for me in this book is, first and foremost, this is a character-driven plot. So the characterization has to be on point for this storytelling. And I do agree that it was 100%. What was so absolutely phenomenal was the development of these characters, not just in this book, but throughout the entire trilogy. You have Theo, and I think I said this in my Lady Smoke review, if you want to check that one out. She is, she reminds me of Sansa Stark, not from the Game of Thrones books, but more so from Sophie Turner's interpretation in the TV show and how the writers, fleshed out that character. That's what she reminds me of, because she goes from being a prisoner and letting herself be, defeated and be a prisoner to now the Ember Queen. She's gone through so much. Book 2 was a lot about her growing, finding her footing, raising herself to the expectations of what she was supposed to be. She's supposed to be a queen to her people. But considering she's been kind of like a gilded cage for most of her life, she doesn't really understand the hardships. Her hardships were different. She would be whipped by the Kaiser, and she had no freedom. She was a prisoner of war. Sure, her furnishings were much softer. She was well fed and cared for the most part, when she wasn't being verbally and physically abused and emotionally and mentally abused. Her tortures were different than her people, but they were still tortures. So it was a lot of her trying to figure out, how do I establish myself as a queen to my people who don't see me as a queen? Now she's done that. She's taken the reins. She is in full control. No one can tell her what to do. She's done playing the game, She's studied people and their mannerisms and how she should adapt and how she should raise herself to the occasion and be that formidable queen that her people need her to be. And honestly, her journey is absolutely remarkable in that respect. Then you have Cress. Oh my God. When I first started this series, I did not think that Cress would end up being the ultimate villain. In book 1, they were heart sisters. Cress kind of, I guess you could say, she did adore Theodosia in her own way. But I guess you could say she was like a pet to Cress, but not really. Like, Cress did care for her. Cress did try her best to shield Theo from the worst of it all, in her own way, And now Cress has lost most of her beauty, her softness. She's been hardened by poison. She is a villain now, and she is more dangerous than the Kaiser ever was, because she has something the Kaiser didn't have. She is very much her father's daughter. She is calculating. She's manipulative. She's clever. She's strategic. She is formidable as a villain. And to see this new version of Cress come from that soft, would-be princess of a girl, and it's just like, wow. Her whole villain arc was just phenomenal. So to see the story really culminate to these two going head to head is very powerful, because these are two girls who used to love each other. They were they considered each other heart sisters. And then they're not anymore. They are villains, you know. Theo did try to kill her. She didn't want to, but she's trying to kill, you know, her father. But, you know, things happen. Things don't always go according to plan in a rebellion. So that's what I thought was really, really quite clever with the storytelling. And the pacing is all connected to those character dynamics and those characterizations and the character growth for this book. It wouldn't be as good if the character development and dynamics weren't as well done as they are. And they are spectacularly done in this novel. I really loved how the story developed. I loved the pacing, how it was non-stop. There are some moments that are just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like the tension is thick and the stakes are high and you're on the edge of your seat. You're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, they're going to get caught, they're going to get caught, they're going to get caught. What's going to happen? There's a lot that happens and it's very well done, that pacing. It's gripping. It makes you turn the page and keep turning until you get to that ultimate fight between Cress and Theo, which is, I mean, quite literally earth-shattering. So, ultimately, I do have to give Ember Queen soft 4.5 out of 5 stars. It really was a spectacular book. I really did love it. And, just to see how it ended, you know, the relationship between Theo and Soren, to see the relationship between Heron and Eric blossom, and to see Cress, you know, really get hers in the end, to see that final moment between her and Theo just kind of squash all that love that used to exist between them. It's just like, I don't want you in my afterlife. And then that's it. And it's just like, whoa, like, bam, powerful moment. So again, 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will include links in the description on where to purchase. And on that note, I hope you all will continue to support me by liking this podcast, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with all your book loving friends. You can also become a supporter on Anchor FM, my recording platform, which is now called Spotify for podcasters. Buy me a coffee, Ko-fi, Patreon, making a donation to my PayPal, or by purchasing one of my handmade candles. Links to all of that will be in the description as well. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.